12 Most Haunted Places in Buckinghamshire. Britain has been named the most haunted country in the world. Even if that can be contested, there's no gainsaying the fact that it has a lot of haunted places with tales of ghosts and spirits. However, some cities and towns have less of such places. We've produced a 2-part video about the most haunted places in the UK. We have 2 other videos that focus on each city replete with such stories. Today, we want to focus on the 12 most haunted places in Buckinghamshire. We understand these places in Buckinghamshire aren't among the most popular in the UK. Thus, as we discuss each of them, we'll describe their location before explaining their features as haunted towns or villages. 1. Chenies Manor House, Chenies. Chenies Manor House is in the parish of Chenies in Buckinghamshire. It's a Tudor Grade I listed building which was once known as Chenies Palace, though it was neither a royal seat nor the seat of a bishop. Since the 12th century, the manor house was held by the Cheney family and has successively passed by marriage to other families. The house, which has 22 chimneys, was visited by both King Henry VIII along with some of his wives and Queen Elizabeth I. It's thought to be haunted by the ghost of one of the hundreds of soldiers killed in the area during the English Civil War. Visitors have been reporting catching a glimpse of the spirit nursing his wounds tragically or hearing him limping up and down the home staircase. 2. Finore Wood, Marlow. We want to talk about a location in Marlow. In this town, which is also a civil parish in Buckinghamshire, located on the River Thames, 6 kilometres south-southwest of High Wycombe, 8 kilometres west-northwest of Maidenhead, and 53 kilometres west of central London, there's a haunted place called Finore Wood. It's in one of the most rural areas of the town on the site of the former evacuation camp. It used to be known as Finore Wood Holiday and Evacuation Camp and houses evacuees from Beale Modern Girls' School and others displaced during the Second World War. In 1948, the wood housed members of the American canoe team training at the Marlow Rowing Club for their Olympic rowers. 3. Fulmer. Fulmer is a village and civil parish near the town of Gerards Cross. It has along its northern border a narrow buffer from the town, while it is heavily wooded, adjoining neighbouring villages of Wexham and Ivor Heath. The most haunted place here is Fulmer Place, a Grade II listed mansion which was formerly the residence of Lord John Hay. 4. The Crown Inn, Penn. The Crown Inn is a pub in the village of Penn, a civil parish about 4.8 kilometres northwest of Beaconsfield and 6.4 kilometres east of High Wycombe. Covering about 3,991 acres, encompassing hamlets of Penn Street, Knotty Green, 40 Green and Winchmore Hill, it has about 4,000 residents. In the Crown Hotel in Amersham, there have been reports of a screaming ghost yelling at the people, "Get out now!" The inn is reportedly haunted by 4 other ghosts. 2 of them were thought to be brought when an extension was built. 5. The Chequers Inn, Amersham. At the Chequers Inn in the town of Amersham, there are reports about hauntings attracting the interest of paranormal investigators. During the 16th century, several martyrs, including Lollards, were burned in this town on the spurious charges of heresy. The Chequers Inn at 51 London Road was likely involved in those brutal murderous persecutions. Thus, it simply connects that the hauntings of the inn are related to them. The paranormal investigator Jack Hallam's writings link the ghost of Joan Clerk, daughter of William Tilesworth, with the screaming being heard. Also, there have been reported experiences including dogs becoming agitated and sudden dropping in temperature. These have been on for decades, prompting performances of exorcisms in 1953, 1963 and 1982 to drive out at least the Grey Woman said to haunt the pub's exterior. 6. Cock Lane, High Wycombe. Cock Lane is a haunted street in High Wycombe. The street is haunted at night by a horse rider recognised as the 18th century young woman who tragically lost her life in a horse riding crash along the road. With a sad and broken heart, she now reportedly rides her horse there every night. It is believed that as soon as she reaches the gates of the house, she vanishes. In 1970, 1980 and 1994, different sightings have been reported. At 7. 4 Ashes Road, Hughenden Valley. 4 Ashes Road in Hughenden has reports of hauntings. Formerly called Hughenden or Hitchenden, it is an extensive village and civil parish just to the north of High Wycombe. On this road in 1986, an eyewitness saw a man dressed in green, standing well over 1.8 metres tall, reportedly stepping in the road, glaring and then disappearing. Not a few other witnesses have reported the same sighting. 8. Gerards Cross. Can you recollect what was earlier mentioned about Fulmer in Gerards Cross? The whole town, separated from the borough of Hillingdon in London at Harfield by Denham, located south of Chalfont St Peter, is not free from hauntings by ghosts and spirits. A town steeped in history, with its replete with tales of the supernatural. For example, the Bull Hotel in the town, standing proudly for 335 years, is thought to have a few ghostly inhabitants. Thus, it would be an ideal destination for explorers of haunted places. 9. The George and Dragon, West Wycombe. Here's another location in Wycombe. The pub we are exploring is the George and Dragon in the village of West Wycombe. Built in 1720, it is on the site of an older inn existing since the 14th century. The George and Dragon has one of the most unusual inn signs ever seen in England, a large oval sign which is a depiction of St George slaying the dragon. Also, close to the Hellfire Caves, which is the site of Sir Francis Dashwood's orgies in the 18th century, the inn is haunted by more than one ghost. However, the most prominent is that of a former servant at the inn, Suki, who died mysteriously after a visit to the caves. 10. The Greyhound Inn, Chalfont St Peter. This is a pub in Chalfont St Peter, a large village and civil parish in southeastern. Actually, there's a group of villages called the Chalfonts, which comprises Chalfont St Giles and Little Chalfont. These villages are lying between High Wycombe and Rickmansworth. With about 13,000 residences, Chalfont St Peter is one of the most populous villages there. This is the home of Greyhound Inn, one of the most haunted places in Buckinghamshire. It was reported that an early 18th century coach used to convey passengers through the bad road here. There are reports that such passengers often get frozen in winter. A phantom stagecoach had suddenly appeared on Amersham Road. Both a ghostly coachman and passenger outlines can be seen. 11. High Wycombe Railway Station, High Wycombe. The railway station in High Wycombe is on the Chiltern Main Line, strapped between Beaconsfield and Saunderton stations. We pick interest in this location because there have been several reports of frantic footfalls of someone running or walking down the platform. Though they've been heard on several occasions, one popular incident involved a British Rail employee on a chilly, misty night in 1986 who was waiting to catch a train on platform 3 of this station. Although the station was empty, he heard the sound of approaching footsteps as he stood under the cold, bright glow of the platform lamps. He looked over onto the track to the ballast down the track, hoping to see a railway worker or just anyone walking, but the track was completely empty. Even since, disembodied crunching noises have been heard. 12. Medmenham Abbey, Medmenham. Medmenham, a village and civil parish in the southwest of the city, also comes to mind. This village on the River Thames is located about 5.6 kilometres southwest of Marlow and 4.8 kilometres east of Henley-on-Thames. The housing estate is predominantly for Royal Air Force or RAF officers. Of course, it's a barrack kind of, as families of other ranks from the Force, Royal Navy and British Army also live there. Its haunted places include the Dog and Badger Inn, found on the A4155 road, which dates from late in the 16th century and was renamed Stag and Huntsman. There's an appreciable level of hauntings also attached to a Cistercian abbey, which served as the infamous location of the Hellfire Club, known to be headed by Sir Francis Dashwood, who had leased the ruins of the abbey after the club was defunct in 1763. Please, we would love this conversation about the 12 most haunted places in Buckinghamshire to continue in the comments section. We'd appreciate having your opinion about them and this video. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell.